This started a week ago. I bought something off the dark web. Yeah, I know how that sounds. It wasn't anything serious, just one of those stupid late-night decisions. The listing said, Veritas Compound, a truth serum. No branding, no science, just a vial and a set of instructions that read like a dare. I didn't believe it for a second. That's important. You need to understand that. I thought it was fake, completely fake. And that's why I used it on Noah, my little brother. He was in the living room, headphones on, barely acknowledging me like usual. Noah's always been like that. Quiet in a way that doesn't feel shy, just closed. Especially after our parents died. House fire, electrical fault. That's what everyone said. That's what I believed. That's what we both believed. At least, I thought we did. I told him it was just a game. Truth or dare without the dare part. He rolled his eyes but went along with it. I mixed a few drops into his drink. He didn't even notice. And yeah, I filmed it, just in case something funny happened. That was the whole point. Something embarrassing. Something I could hold over him later. The first few minutes were exactly that. I asked him dumb stuff. Did he ever lie to Mom? Did he hate any of his teachers? Did he ever snoop through my room? He answered everything. No hesitation, no jokes. Just straight answers. It was weird, but not that weird. You know how some people just go along with things? I figured it was that. Then I asked him if he missed our parents. And something changed. It wasn't dramatic, no crying, no pause, just a shift. Like the air in the room got heavier without moving. He looked at me, not confused, not emotional, just focused. He said, "They shouldn't have died like that." I laughed. I actually laughed. I said, "Yeah, no one should die in a fire, genius." I thought he was being philosophical or something, but he didn't react to that. He just kept looking at me. And then he said, "It wasn't an accident." That should have been my cue to stop. It wasn't. I leaned into it. I thought, okay, he's playing along now. Maybe he's messing with me. So I asked him what he meant, and he told me, just like that. No build-up, no hesitation. I killed them. I remember smiling when he said it. Not because it was funny, but because it had to be a joke. There's no other way to process something like that in the moment. Your brain just rejects it. I even said, "Okay, sure. And how do you do that?" He answered, not like a kid making something up, not like someone trying to scare you. He described waking up that night, said he heard Mom and Dad arguing in the kitchen. He said he stood in the hallway for a while, listening, waiting. Then he went in. Mom had her back turned. Dad was near the sink. Noah said neither of them noticed him at first, and when I asked why, he said, "Because they were looking at you." I don't remember saying anything after that, but the recording keeps going. Noah said there was a knife already out, on the counter. He said he picked it up because it was the closest thing. He grabbed Dad from behind and stabbed him to death. His screams made the mom turned, froze, terrified, as if she's not believing any of it. She didn't scream. He kept repeating that. And then he said something I can't stop hearing. He confessed that I took the mom from behind, cutting her throat, bleeding her to death in her own blood pool. He said he didn't light the fire right away. He walked around first, like he was checking something, making sure everything matched what it was supposed to look like. He dragged them. That's the word he used. Placed them closer to the hallway. like they had been trying to get out, like they didn't make it in time. He even adjusted where their hands were, said it mattered how it looked. He described the fire spreading, slow at first, then faster. He said, "We stood there and watched it for a few seconds, not scared, not panicking, just watching, like we needed to see it happen properly." I asked him what he meant, and he looked at me, really looked this time, and said, "You were there. You planned it all." I turned the camera off after that. I just thought it had gone too far, that maybe the whole truth serum thing had gotten in his head. Suggestion, placebo. People say weird things when they think they're supposed to. That's all this was. It had to be. But I couldn't let it go. So I did something stupid. I gave him another dose the next day. This time I didn't tell him it was a game. I just started asking questions. Direct ones. What happened that night? He answered, but not the same way. That's the part that messes with me. If he was lying, shouldn't the story stay consistent? Shouldn't it at least follow some kind of logic? But it didn't. Not completely. Some details stayed the same, the argument, the kitchen, the timing. But other things shifted. Positions changed. Words were different. At one point, he said Mom was already on the floor before anything started. Another time, he said she was the one who saw him first. And every version included me. Not always doing the same thing, but always there. I started checking old records, the fire report, insurance documents, news articles from back then. And look, I know how this sounds, but there are gaps, missing timestamps, statements that feel cut short. One article quotes a neighbor saying they saw someone in the house before the fire spread, but it doesn't say who. It just ends, like the rest of the sentence got removed. I did one last session. No camera this time, just audio. I asked him the only question that mattered. I asked him why I didn't remember any of this. I don't know why I asked that. I don't know why I assumed there was something to remember, but I did. And he answered, "You do." That's the last recording. I haven't listened to it again. I don't want to, because the first time I heard it, I thought he was lying. The second time, I wasn't sure, and I'm afraid that if I listen again, I'll understand it completely, and I don't think I can live with that version of the truth. So yeah, I gave my little brother a truth serum as a joke, and now I don't know if he killed our parents, or if I made him do it, or if the worst part is, somewhere in all of this, he's the only one telling the truth. Thanks for sipping tonight's tale with Haunted Brew. Don't forget to subscribe, and sleep tight if you still can.